I stand against the UN Food System Summit because I believe that the future of sustainable food systems lies with our communities and not with corporate power.
To me, food sovereignty means raising my own food and participating with my community in the production of a local food system.
It means not needing somebody to feed myself and my community. It means having access to markets, local seeds and culture, and farm workers that allow local farms to work.
As an organic farmer in the Prairie region of Canada, where farmers have adopted many of the high-tech, big investment strategies that the United Nations Food Systems Summit is advocating as the solution to hunger, sustainability, and climate change, our experience tells us that the outcomes of such big investments, sophisticated technologies, and powerful machinery are also high debt loads for farmers, alarming losses of biodiversity, ecological destruction, and ever-increasing rates of greenhouse gas emissions.
It seems to me that the processes leading into this are completely flawed, and that the people who are deemed to be the experts are the managerial types, the people behind corporations, and the billionaires that are leading foundations in terms of proposing solutions that are not actually going to change the problems within the food system and deal with them as proactive solutions.
So really the only players that can enter into the game are corporations or trusts. And it's impacting a whole generation of future farmers in Canada and Turtle Island.
And I've made a good living on a 100-acre farm, largely by resisting global domination in agriculture. We've raised vegetables for many years and sold them directly to consumers. So we grow food for people. And a good example of this is the rye behind me here. This is Sangusta rye, developed in 1837 in Estonia, and grown here for cover crop seed and flour for rye bread. We can keep the seed and grow this crop year after year, a fine example of avoiding global domination in the whole seed business.
The Food Systems Summit actually just promotes the corporate interest and the quest for profit. So I stand with La Via Campesina and our allies as we mobilize to ensure that we can make noise and raise our voices against the Food Systems Summit.
Here in Canada, we're seeing that the real experts are the farmers on the ground and people doing grassroots work within the food system to create more justice and more ecological farming and so on, especially agroecological farming. And concepts like agroecology and food sovereignty are rising in Canada despite the propaganda that is coming forth from corporations and others within the corporate industrial food system. The solutions exist. We, including eaters or non-farmers, will not be duped by efforts to co-opt those solutions, to water down agroecology, and we will not be fooled by talk of things like nature-based solutions, nature-positive food systems, or anything else along those lines.
It certainly does have a lot of power and influence here in North America, but having met farmers from other places, it has less influence in other countries. So sharing stories, there's a lot of farms that are very independent of the corporately kind of controlled food system.
Speaking as someone who's chosen farming, my life hasn't had to rely on, growing food in my backyard. I can go to the grocery store. So, corporate agriculture has impacted, quite a bit of my experience growing food for people and for myself and my community. But it pales in comparison to the impacts it has on folks who are less privileged than myself.
Things have to change. They're not going to be changed by corporations and foundations that are led by billionaires. And I don't think that it seems like it's going to be through the UN Food Systems Summit. So with that, I will say to those who are leading this process in the UN to get out of the way and let farmers and those who are doing the work on the ground make the changes that need to be made for a more just and truly sustainable food system. Thank you.